All right, Friday Devos. We're going to jump right into it because I kind of got two stories to share with you here. But in the book of Mark and the Gospel of Mark. So the context of this is, sorry, Jesus had just fed the 5,000, and he actually told the disciples to feed the 5,000. They were in this remote place, and the disciples came to him and said, we should send these guys home so they can get something to eat, or the villages or whatever. And Jesus says, you give them something to eat. And they said, what do you mean we're supposed to go and spend X number of dollars on bread? Is that how you want us to do it? And Jesus says, well, what do you got? Go and have a look. And so they brought him the 5 loaves and 2 fish. And then, the story, Jesus fed everybody. And then he gave them all with those meager rations. And then he had 12 baskets, one for every one of the disciples or apostles, I guess, just to prove a point. So here we go. Then they would cross the lake, and they went. Jesus asked them, "Let's go away and rest a bit because you guys are tired. They'd been out on ministry assignments, and so they go across the lake. But a whole pile of people are there. Jesus is tired too, but he felt compassion on them, and so he taught them all day. And then he actually sent away the crowd. Or no, he sent the disciples away first. He says, "Go cross back the lake. Go cross the lake again." And then Jesus went and got rid of the crowds. And then Jesus went up to pray. And when it was late, the boat was struggling. The wind was against them, and they were petrified. They were thinking they were going to drown. So Jesus walks along the water, the walk of the water miracle, and they're petrified. He gets into the boat with them. So this picks up right in the middle of that. So he's walking on the water there. They're petrified. They're freaking out. They think they're going to drown. And Jesus says, "It's all right. It is I myself. Don't be afraid." And he climbed aboard the boat with them, and the wind dropped. But they were scared out of their wits. They had not the sense to learn the lesson of the loaves. Even that miracle had not opened their eyes. So I was reflecting and praying about and meditating, if you want a spiritual word, on what were the lessons of the loaves, the miracle there. And as I reflected, the lessons were what God asks us to do, he has provided or he will provide. Secondly, he wants us to, sometimes he asks us what we've got, and he asks us to bring to him what we have. Now, that might be brokenness, it might be assets, it might be wealth, it might be spiritual gifts, it might be time, it could be anything. And then the last lesson is that he has the power to accomplish his purposes. So I was thinking about that. What are the lessons that he wants us to learn? And so now they're in another dilemma. And their mistake was they didn't let their faith build. They didn't take the miracles that they just saw and apply them to the current situation. That was their mistake. And reflecting on my life or reflecting on your life, it is good, it is helpful to go back and remind yourself of the things God has done in your life and have the sense to apply how he's come through in the past in your current situation, no matter how difficult it was. The tests are often to develop our faith, and our faith never is developed when things are easy. Our faith is only developed when things are difficult. And so what God's asking us to do, maturity, would be applying the lessons we've learned in previous situations where God has come through or God has taught us something, and applying them to the next. And eventually we will fully understand who Jesus is and that he can accomplish what he's asked us to do. He will ask us to bring him what we do have. And he wants us to believe without doubt that he has the power to accomplish his will and purposes. All right, hope that encourages you. God bless.